All right, we're into it again, and I want to talk about touch upon something I was asked about. I think I've covered this onto the video, maybe covered this a while ago, but I think it is pretty common, and that's why do narcissists block you when you accept their discard, right? You're like, I'm okay with it. I don't care. Narcissists said what they had to say. They dissed you. They was disrespectful, whatever. They went about their way. They said deuces, basically. And you accepted it. You was just like, okay, that's how you feel? Go. Fine. Right? And then many of you stumble along later and find out, through means of being able to see what's going on via social media, something like that. You see that they blocked you. They may have blocked your call. They may have blocked your profile, whatever it may be, right? First of all, we have to understand that blocking for a narcissist is a form of like control, and it's a power trip for them, right? It's invalidating you, but it's saying to them, if you do come look back, whenever you do, because they're pretty narcissists, they have the uncanny ability to really understand human nature. And that when they do something extreme to cut someone, discard them, chances are the curiosity of the person is going to peek back in, right? They play a percentage game. Everybody won't, but on a percentage basis, a high amount or a high number will. So, remember, you have to remember these things too. Because the narcissist is so inflated with their sense of self-worth, right? They feel as though everything you do is a bluff. They feel like when you say, I'm good, I don't care anymore, that's not truly how you feel. They feel as though you feel that way because of how rude or disrespectful they're treating you, right? You got to understand this. They know that there's certain ways that people are going to feel and act towards them based on their behavior and how they act and engage with you. So if they know they're being rude and unruly, they know to expect a certain method of coping and dealing with them from you, right? And they know that they've given you two sides. They're giving you that side that you really like, then they've given you that side that you highly dislike. But they know you really want the side of them that you really like. So for all purposes, they know that you don't really want to see them go, so to speak, in their minds. Now we're going from their minds. You may be totally done, and most people are. That's fine. But I'm trying to give you the insight of how they see it, right? So in their minds, they will go to the point of purposely ignoring, signs that you don't care about them or what they said anymore. Why? Because of their egos. Their egos can't deal with rejection or being ignored themselves. But if they can somehow convince themselves in their minds that you do still want them and that all of this behavior from you is just an act and you're just taking it out, you're mad because how they're acting with you. Right? And so here comes the tit for tat games. Right? So they say that I'm done. You don't react. Fine. Go. Be done. All right, I accept it. Well, that's not the reaction that they wanted from you. They wanted you to beg and plead and no, why? Oh my gosh. So they're like, oh, okay, you want to play hardball? You want to play tough? You want to act like I'm not significant to you? You want to act like I'm not all that to you? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do this because I know at a certain point, and it can be all guessing. Some of you do, some of you don't. Go look back. But the narcissists, again, they'll play the odds game. They'll play the percentage game with this and figure on the, let's just say the 80-20 rule. 80% will come looking back just to peek in to see what's going on with them after some time. And then, lo and behold, you're blocked. It's like, ha, in their minds, right? Remember, narcissists live in their minds. It's like, aha, I got you. I know you're going to come back. And they're playing this stuff out in their minds. So they can be content and satisfied in their minds to know that, yeah, you came back and looked and you see that you were blocked. And so you have to understand, they have to carry this out for their ego's sake. Narcissists do not view or understand the concept of someone not wanting them. This is why many times they initiate the discard and even beat you to the point to have that leverage, at least, with the fact that they were deliberately treating you a certain way, in a bad way, and they never cared about you in the first place. So you were the fool in the end, right? They do things so that when the shit hits the fan and everything starts to unravel, they can say, well, I never was loyal. I never was being real with you. I never cared for you, right? So that even if you do say, bye, you were this and that, I don't care, you can move on. They get to laugh and say, well, I never cared about you. Look at how I treated you. Look at how I act with you. Look at how I lied to you. Look at how I disrespected you. So you're not hurting me by not caring that I'm leaving. You should have got rid of me in the first place. This is how, if you even have an argument with a narcissist, that's how they'll flip it on you. You'll be like, well, I don't care if you go, right? You'll say something like, I don't care if you go. And they'll be like, well, obviously you was trying to keep me around. Well, you can go now. I don't care. Oh, you're just mad because you didn't get your way. No, I'm good. You said what you had to say. Yeah, well, you're a fool. This is why they start making you feel stupid about being with them and degrading, devaluing you right in front of your face, because they'll bring up all of the stuff that they did, right? This is where some of you get that real confession. They'll go to bringing up everything they did and why they did it, then telling you they knew what they were doing and it was on purpose. Yeah, I did all of that when I said this and when I went off and did this or whatever. Yeah, I meant it. This is their exiting, right? So that even though you try to play, like some of you are really done. I'm not saying that you're not, but in their minds, they're feeling like, oh, you're trying to play with me, huh? Okay, well, let me drop this on you. Let me leave you with a little something. I never did love you. Or remember when I said I was over such and such? I still had feelings for him. I still cared for him. Or reverse it if you're a woman. They'll be like, I still cared for her. I was still in love with her. They'll start hitting you with stuff like that on their way out. Right? And if they don't get to tell you that, guess what? They get to hold that inwardly to protect themselves because they know, and this is why narcissists do people in so bad and leave just carnage and devastation behind when they're done with people, is because they expect this very point to happen and come into play. They expect that. They expect for things to go bad in a real way. And when it does, when it does finally break off, they can at least leave with their ego intact, saying, well, I never cared about them anyway. That's why I was lying to them. That's why I wasn't being faithful. That's why I cheated on them with their neighbor or their friend or one of their family relatives, members or something. They do this because their nature and how they are, this is not just exclusive to you. They've been having failures in situations and with people left and right way before you. So the objective is, I'm going to get you before you get me, or I'm going to do more bad to you than you do to me. So when this finally does blow up, you going to get the shit end of the stick. You going to get more of the bad end of the stick than I do when this is all said and done. And so we talk about the duper's delight with them doing things behind your back and knowing that they've gotten over on you. Because here's the other side. Some won't say this. I'm just telling you what is actually going on in their minds that they're not telling you. They've already been cheating on you. They've already been lying to you. They've been sabotaging you this whole time. And then when the discard comes and you're like, oh, I don't care, they're laughing. They'll block you to still play with your mind because they know at a certain point, for them to discard you in the first place, it was running its course. You were either starting to catch on to them, you had enough of them, and it just wasn't working anymore. So they had to initiate. They want to be the ones to be in control, to initiate the discard, move on, and then feel as though, nah, they're going to come back. They're going to reach out again. They're going to want to know. Because you could be that one that's different, many of you. But 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, all the people that they've done this to before have came back, have wandered over them, have longed for them and begged and tried to get them back. And this is what they know. So blocking is just that, again, that form of torturing, having revenge. And again, remember the magical thinking of narcissists in their minds. You have to take it. I'm giving you the perspective of what they're thinking in their minds, even though it can be totally opposite from the person. The person can actually 100% be done and don't care. But in their minds, that's not the case. You still want them. You still want to know about them. You're still curious as to what's going on. And they can live and play this out in their minds and be totally content with that. To where it's not affecting them the way it affects the person that they've, messed over and discarded and so forth. Anyway, Hope this helps out for y'all. Make sure to like, share the video, subscribe if you haven't. Till next time, have a good one.